My name is John Occhi. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams and the Excellence in Real Estate team. I would like to thank you for joining me today on part one of a 5-part report, video report based on the written report on 5 things you must absolutely, positively know before you buy your Hemet home. Now, my special report is available to all of my buying clients, and you can have one too. I'll share with you at the end of this video how to get in touch with me and get a copy of this report. So, without any further ado, let me just jump right in. And let me summarize by saying, before we get started, that buying a home is a major achievement in just about everybody's life. But yet it can be one of the most stressful challenges that we have yet to accomplish. Okay, so there are several things that you do need to know and need to take into consideration before you take this giant leap. Now, in this 5-part segment, we're going to discuss topics such as why selling first is so important, or things to consider before choosing a neighborhood, or perhaps you're more interested in why the sale ads just aren't the best way to search for your home. Well, without any further ado, let me jump right into the first topic that I have, which is don't get pre-qualified. What? Every realtor you talk to wants you to get qualified. They want you to talk to a lender. And what is that lender going to do? You're going to sit down on the phone. You're going to say, yeah, I work here. I've worked here for this long. This is how much money I make. This is how much money I have in the bank. Yeah, I think my credit's pretty good. And you're going to go through the basic, skim the surface information with that lender. And then that lender's going to say, bam, we've got a winner. This buyer is qualified for fill in the blank. And they're going to go ahead and issue you a letter or maybe a fancy certificate. Some of them really get carried away in this pre-qualification, but you're going to have some type of document from this lender that you're going to give to a realtor. He's going to send it over to your realtor so that he can attach it to an offer saying that you've been qualified. Worthless, worthless, worthless. Okay? Why? Because qualification is just that. You're qualified. And that's only based on that simple conversation that you've had. When you're pre-approved, approval is the process of verifying and checking all this information and basically putting you in the position where you have a blank check and you can go out and buy the house that you want based on the amount that you have been approved for, plus the amount of cash that you have for a down payment and to cover your closing costs. All right, but let's talk about buying right now and the process and price, because a lot of people think, you know, the big question is, well, what'd you pay for the house? What'd you sell the house for? Price, 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 price. Everybody wants to put a dollar sign on everything. And, you know, quite often, price is not the most relevant factor. Let me ask you, in your personal life, what's more important, your time or your money? Well, certainly your money is important, but, you know, life is short. I'm sure we all know that life is short and there's a lot of unexpected turns that can take place, and time is critical. Quality time is even more critical. So when you look at an offer, a lot of sellers are going to be concerned with, well, what's the length of the escrow? Or how qualified is this buyer? I mean, is this a solid buyer, or are we going to go through this whole rigmarole and dance with this guy and go through a delayed closing and, you know, maybe a second lender or a third lender, and this buyer just cannot perform. And so, again, the seller has lost time. So price, although it's important and is critical in a decision, it is often not the most important part of any offer, okay? So, what we want to do is we want to be able to come in with an offer with an approved buyer. So how do you get approved? Well, you talk to the lender, but you take a little bit more time. You provide the lender with the documents that they need, whether it's pay stubs, whether it's they're going to run your credit, they're going to, if they need any type of special documentation based on special circumstances in your case. Are there any unsatisfied judgments out there? Do you have back child support? What are the issues? Let's address them, let's identify them and address them and put them behind us. This is part of the qualification process that is done preliminary that leads to an approval. And once you're approved, and this is something that, depending on your situation, may only take a few days, few hours, maybe a week, maybe longer. But once you're approved, you are gold. Whatever that approval amount, that is a blank check waiting for you to spend. to go and buy the home that's perfect for you, okay? So, the only loose end after an approval and selecting the home is, does the home that you've selected, will it meet the appraisal requirements? And if it meets the appraisal, then there's no problems with the lender. All right, well, I hope that you have found this short report to be useful, beneficial, and that you'll tune in for part 2. In part 2, we're going to discuss why you want to sell first and then buy. So please make sure you join me. This is John Occhi, Realtor with the Excellence in Real Estate team at Keller Williams. And if you want to get a written copy of my report, you may do so by emailing me at thehouseseller@gmail.com. Or go ahead and pick up my phone and give me a call. I can be reached at 951-443-6259. That's 443-6259. That's my direct cell phone, and I always have time for you. So please call. Don't hesitate. You and yours, you have a great day. Make every day a great one, and God bless to you. Thanks.